Chelsea Football Club have appointed Enzo Maresca, and most people would say it's been near perfect. However, he's just made his biggest mistake of all. This mistake, in my opinion, is huge and could cost us top 4. And unless he gets off his high horse and gets rid of this man from our goalie, yes, Robert Sanchez out of goal, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be very annoyed. Furthermore, he doubles down on the Reece James leadership quotes. He comes out and once again basically calls Reece out. I love that. He is going to make Reece the best version of himself. Chelsea get fined £75,000 for doing something for a third time. 6+ yellow cards. We're going to talk about it. And Erik ten Hag gets sacked from Manchester United right before they play Chelsea. Classic. And the fact of the matter is we haven't won at Old Trafford since 2013. This was going to be a huge opportunity, but we do not need to panic. And I'm going to explain to you why. So before we get started, 1,000 likes on this video pushes this out to the masses. More people see. So can you do that right now? Because you will forget. Secondly, subscribe to the channel. Best way to build a community is by subscribing to the channel and interacting with the folks in the comments below. I always read it, even if I don't reply. Trust me, some of you make me laugh a lot, and I reply at that moment in time. Let's get started. Enzo Maresca has arguably been my favorite manager since Thomas Tuchel, and prior to that, Jose Mourinho. The way he has come in, the way he has governed, because for me, he has been a leader. He has been somebody that just said, look, these are the cards I'm dealt. This is the job I need to do. I'm going to do it. I'm in charge. He's openly said that. He's basically been very transparent. You're not playing, you're not playing, you're playing, we're playing this way. I know what to expect from him. And you know what? So far, I love most of it. However, there's one thing I do not like. And the thing I do not like is this dependence on Robert Sanchez. A lot of you tell me, Alex, you're being extremely harsh on Robert Sanchez. And Enzo Maresca must think I'm being harsh on Robert Sanchez if he watches the Kavkas View. I don't think he does, but he should. It's good bloody content. Now let's talk about it. What did he say? He said, look, Robert Sanchez has done very well, very good things. Firstly, that's what he said. It's football, and I expect Robert to play these passes. If Robert if Robert doesn't do it, he will not play. And if he makes mistakes, it's on me. First of all, I'm going to give you some facts, right? Some statistics, some numbers. And you can tell me in the comments below if you think this is good. Because he said it's very good. He's attempted 40 passes against Newcastle. 20 of them went to a Chelsea player. 20 of them went out of play or to a Newcastle player. 50%. He attempted 25 long balls. 6 of them reached the target. 6 out of 25. This is a ball-playing goalkeeper. Guys, what this does, and now this is my opinion, what this lack of passing ability does is it creates anxiety around the stadium. It creates anxiety within him every time he has to pass the ball and do something he's not comfortable in doing. And more importantly, it encourages the opposition and it deflates his teammates because his teammates are getting frustrated. The opposition goes, yo, let him have the ball. He will make a mistake. And they press and they press and they make sure he makes mistakes. And people will say, how is this Enzo's fault? Well, he's bloody picking him. They went and spent 22 million great British bloody pounds on Jurgensen. Use Jurgensen. When Jurgensen plays in the cup games, when he has the ball at his feet, I promise you, I am not a emotional wreck like I am when I talk about Robert Sanchez or when I watch Robert Sanchez play football. He was Brighton's third choice. We paid a stupid amount of money. We gave him a stupid goalkeeping coach that apparently he needed to become good, and he's still bloody awful. The reality is, if we want to be a serious institution, there are certain positions you cannot be tight or cheap in. The goalkeeper is number one. Give me a team that's won a league title that had a rubbish goalkeeper or had an average goalkeeper. Give me a team. Manchester City have Edison. Liverpool have Alisson. Real Madrid have Courtois. Barcelona have Ter Stegen. Bayern Munich had Neuer when he was creme de la creme. When the minute Neuer's level dropped, guess what happened? They lost the league. I'm sorry, you need to have a keeper that is very good when you're in a competitive league and you want to win stuff. Goalkeepers win you games. People tell you, no they don't, they can only just cause a draw or stop you from losing. No, because when you're winning 1-0 and there's nothing to do and somebody just gets one chance and he puts out a worldie, that is the difference between 3 points and 1 point. And for me, Sanchez is the difference between us finishing top 4 and not finishing top 4. Do not risk it. Please get rid of him from my starting lineup. Whew. The run's over. Now we can talk about stuff I like to talk about. Because what Enzo Maresca after the game did was he doubled down on the Reece James comments. And for me, I love this because he called Reece out in a press conference. He basically said Reece needs to be more of a leader. He needs to be more vocal. And a lot of people came out, oh, he's quiet, he's introverted, you know, you can't ask everyone to be loud. He didn't say be loud. He said communicate. And he said this again. He said, I love Reece. All right, I like Reece a lot. I expect more from my captain though. In the dressing room, off the pitch, I expect him to be more vocal. But on the pitch, he's a top player. What did he say? That's a lie. Genuinely, this man spoke the truth. He spoke from his chest and he also gave his version of event. I think if you ask Reece James, Reece, what is one area of your game that you can improve? He would say my communication. Because for me, Reece James is a footballer's top 10-10. We saw it on the weekend again. Yes, the goal was his fault because he let the runner go. But what was the issue there? He didn't communicate. He genuinely didn't communicate. However, the footballing aspects of his game, passing on point, defending on point, crossing on point, shooting on point, absolute monster, built like a tank, gets around the pitch very comfortably. All in all, very good player. I think what Enzo Maresca is doing, he's pushing him. The way he's pushed Levi Colwill, he's developing these players to become from boys to men. And this is imperative if we're going to become a title winning side one day. You need 5 to 6 leaders surrounded by very good technical players. And for us, we're building leaders from scratch because we don't have many in this team. So it's come out that Chelsea have been fined 75,000. This is the 3rd time in 9 games that Chelsea have got more than 6 yellow cards. And for me, this is a little bit of an issue, but not because Chelsea's players are making too many fouls. It's we're getting booked more than anyone else, right? It is silly. Like Enzo Maresca this weekend got a yellow card for showing some emotion on the touchline. It is ridiculous. Refs can't wait to hand out yellow cards, and I genuinely believe there needs to be a pullback on this because, look, no one cares about being fined. Genuinely serious, right? 25k, 50k, and 75k. Bruv, up it to 100k for the next time it's going to happen because it's going to happen, right? The reality is Chelsea don't care. As long as we're winning, stuff like that doesn't matter because getting top 4 is more important than, oh my God, I can't put this challenge in, we're going to get fined. No players think like that. I just think there's a different whistle at this moment in time in the Premier League. And not only Chelsea, most clubs are just getting more yellows than there are. It is frustrating that we're getting fined for it, but I think it is very important to hear from Maresca, and Maresca basically said this. Look, he said Romeo and Moi were absolutely amazing on the weekend. They were very good. I'm very happy with them. Physically, they were very imposing. They were unbelievable. This tells me exactly what he feels. He feels we were up for the battle, up for the fight, and there was another comment where he said, look, we had to slow the game down. If we turn it into a basketball match, if we turn it into full aggressive nature, they were going to get the upper hand, and they're physical monsters basically. And I've said this before, Bruno Guimaraes, Tonali and Joe Linton, they're looking for a scrap. They're not looking to play football. They're looking to fight you. Genuinely, they want to turn this into a rugby match. Do not give them the opportunity under no circumstances, and I love that. We didn't, we managed the game, we got a victory. The next game, well, let's talk about it because we got Newcastle again, and more importantly, after that, Manchester United. For those of you that don't know, Baldy Erik ten Hag has been sacked. So he's got his P45. It looks like West Ham was the final nail in the coffin, and he has got relieved of his duties. And guess when it happened? The Manchester United manager got sacked right before the Premier League game against Chelsea. Of course he did. What I'm going to say is, there is no excuse for us. I think what's important is we go there and we still maintain our ethics in the way that we play. We go with our mentality that we currently possess, where we're not scared of anybody. And we just approach that game the way we would have if Erik ten Hag was in charge. They've got Ruud van Nistelrooy in caretaker form. He's the interim manager. They're most probably going to absolutely destroy Leicester City in the Carabao Cup. I genuinely believe after that, they're going to be pumped for this game. Look, it's going to be at OT. They are going to be super excited for this game, and they've got 5 games coming up in Chelsea, Leicester, Ipswich, Everton, and Arsenal, all in the league. I'm going to tell you this right now. This team is going to pick up 9 points from those 15. We need to do our job. If we go into that game doing our job, we'll comfortably win that game. There will be a preview, don't worry. We're going to talk about it as the game comes on. But in terms of Erik ten Hag, it really identifies one thing. People say they value trophies. However, league finishes matter more. Because I promise you, if he's consistently in the top 4, no trophies, there wouldn't be this clamor to go sack him. But the reality is he's won 2 trophies in 2.5 years, and in those time, their league form has been shocking. Whilst trophies are important, league form dictates the future of your manager. That's my personal opinion. No one's going to change that. Chelsea can win as many trophies as they want. If we don't have Champions League football, the manager will go. The ownership will sack him. It is a money ball game, and that's the reality of it. So, Erik ten Hag's gone. Ruud van Nistelrooy's come in. They're saying people like Amorim, Nagelsmann. I don't see it because Nagelsmann's got the Germany job. Amorim's got the Sporting job. I do not see anybody leaving that Sporting job right now when he's got potential history in the making with winning a double with Sporting Lisbon, taking a deep run in the Champions League. I don't see him just walking out on it. For a Manchester United job where it's a huge complete rebuild, not a chance. So before we leave, there's a video here explaining my thoughts on yesterday's game, how we won it, why we won it, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly, what we learned from the game in essence, right? Go check it out. The retention on that video has been unreal. Genuinely, people have watched more than 60% of it. So I guarantee you're going to enjoy it. Go check it out. Let me know your thoughts. Hit that like button on your way out because you have forgotten. I know. And subscribe if you're new. See you in 5 seconds.